Welcome back to the Ordinary Guy Garage. I'm Scott, still an ordinary guy. And today we're gonna do a modification to the intake manifold to help with cooling on the S10. So, hang tight. Well, I've been talking about this new shop here and being able to get better video in here. One of the issues I had with the other shop was my one workbench, which is back here, was up against a wall. I mean, kind of like it is now. But I couldn't really take video of working on the bench because, you know, I had a wall in front of me and I used my iPhone to do it and whatever. Anyways, so what we're gonna do is the intake manifold here, the S10, I've had several different engines in it. I've had a couple of different radiators, different water pumps, different cooling fans, and it always runs a little bit hot. One of the problems I have is when I'm racing, I get up in the staging and I'll get it up to right about the right temperature, 170 or so, right about where I want it. When I get up there to the burnout box, and something will always happen, takes a little bit longer, and next thing you know, I'm at 180, or it'll go up to 190. I get my burnout done. Next thing you know, I'm getting ready to leave the line at 195 or 200 even sometimes. So it's tough to get consistent times with things like when you don't have things like a consistent water temperature. Water temperature, the engine temperature, water temperature is a big deal as far as being consistent. So you could lose, as much as a tenth or more off of your time just by your temperature being off by 10 degrees. So one of the things that I've been looking around at, got a couple of plans for it, of what I'm gonna do for it this time around. And I ordered this kit here from Speedway, and what this kit is, it's got a picture. No, that's just a receipt. Anyways, what it does, no pictures. What it does is there is spots here on the intake manifold, like right in the back here. And there's spots in the front here where, the water, the ones in the back here in particular go right into the water port on the cylinder head. The ones in the front go right through where the thermostat goes. So the idea behind the modification here is to run water lines from the back of the intake manifold, and this actually is going to go into a little riser that'll go underneath the thermostat housing. So this water line will go from here to here, and then another one on the back side. And the idea is it equalizes the temperature of the cylinder head, creating the temperature to kind of balance a little bit. Will this cure my problem of the temperature rising up on me? Probably not, but as with everything else, it's pieces of the puzzle. It's in this truck in particular, it's always pieces of the puzzle. It's rarely have I had one thing that's just been, oh, okay, this will solve it. It is what it is. So I'm gonna put this on while I have the engine down at the machine shop. Let me grab a screwdriver. All right, I ended up not grabbing a screwdriver, what I gotta do is pop off this thermostat housing. So, anyways, what I'm gonna do is this here will hopefully help with the cooling. And the other thing that I'm seriously considering is swapping to a E85. And I was talking to a guy who specializes in the E85 carburetors, and there's a few people at the track that run E85, a few people I know. And one of the things that it really does is it runs a lot cooler than gasoline. So, which sounds good. Sounds good to me. Sounds like it might help me with a little bit of this. The other thing I could do, I have a pretty nice electric fan on the S10 right now, but I don't have a fan shroud on it. And so I was thinking about making up a fan shroud to go around it and see if that'll help a little bit. But I'm thinking the E85 might be the way to go. So now, a lot of intake manifolds don't have these in the back here, you know, these ports back here. And I've seen a lot of these kits that just go from port to port. And I guess I could just buy fittings and make all that up. But I do have a water line or water temperature that runs out of here. So I'm just gonna do it on this kit here with the thermostat. This kit was $100. I think it was $106 or something by the time I got it shipped here. So, and I've been pretty happy with stuff I buy from Speedway. You know, generally, everything I buy is, or 90% of what I buy is from Summit Racing, but Speedway's been pretty good too. So this'll be the adapter kind of riser that goes in between the thermostat housing and the intake manifold. It'll go right there, and it's got a couple of holes in the back like that. So there's that. All right, there's that part of it. Get that back out of the way. Now, it's kind of neat. It has all the different fittings, even has a gasket in it. Not a bad deal. Got 2 gaskets in it because you got to sandwich that thing. So, put those there. And all the fittings. Oh, the other thing it comes with is, this is kind of like a circle track deal. These are, you put these instead of a thermostat, and it's just kind of a restrictor, so it'll slow down the water. So, yeah, and speaking of thermostats, about a year ago, I made a video, just a quick video about, a thermostat trick, you know, to help keep your car from overheating. It's an old timer trick. Learned it from an old timer friend of mine. And it's funny because what it is you take a thermostat, you take your new thermostat or whatever, a good thermostat, and you drill an 1/8 inch hole around the thermostat. And what that's supposed to do is let a little bit of steam come out of it, or it works as a little miniature type bypass. And then the theory behind it is well, like I said, it'll let steam and stuff like that out, and it'll keep you from overheating. But like I said, what I've run into with cooling and stuff, little things like this are all part of the whole. That being kind of one of those things. It's an old school trick. It isn't going to hurt anything if you do it. But as far as my videos go, it's one of my more watched videos, and it's also one of the ones I have the most dislikes on. And some people get really like upset about it. The other day, somebody asked me if I was high on my video. I thought, oh yeah, that's probably right. So anyways, it looks like I'm missing a piece out of here. Yeah, missing a piece. I'm sure it's around here somewhere, but anyways, and this has got push lock. This is a push lock type hose. So let me open this up too. I must have just dropped it or something. I've never used this push on hose. I've only used regular hose, and then as far as high performance hose, I've only used braided. So that, I guess those just push on. Oh, that's gonna be fun. So I'll spray something in there after and get those going. I need to get the end pieces in, so I need to find some, where would I have put it? I need to find some thread sealer for that, so let me go get that. All right, well, I found some thread sealer. I have a nice one around here, a nice one I use for the head bolts. I used to use this on the head bolts, but I have this other stuff I bought for the head bolts. But until I figure out my life in this new shop, I can't find a lot of stuff. Oh, also, I found the part I thought I was missing, so here we go. So those are gonna be the ones for the hose, right there. That goes there. Now I just gotta put in these nipples into the place that they go. Well, fast forward a couple of days down the road here. I had a hang up as I was doing this. This kit comes with a 3/8 by -6 to go into the manifold, or yeah, to go into the manifold here, but they're actually 1/2 inch. So I had to pick up some bushings. So I could put the 3/8, so I could adapt the 3/8 to the 1/2 inch. So that'll go in there like that. Now what I did in my jumping ahead here, I went ahead and did one side. I've never used this material before, so I had to screw around with it a little bit until I figured it out. So got it figured out, got one side made up, still have to tighten it all on and everything. And I put the carburetor on just to make sure that I was gonna have all the clearance I needed under here. And perfect. So let me get this back off of here. Okay, so there we are. Got these. This is the adapter thing right here in the front. You can see where the two waters come in. Comes from the back up to the front. Same thing is going to happen over here. So I put that in like that. And I'll tighten it all down later. Right now I'm just making them up. And put that guy on there. I already put one end in on here. So what I'm going to do, just mark it where I want it to go. Give it a little bit of room. Somewhere in there. All right. So I'll have to cut this. I'll cut this with the saw, but this, I don't know if you could see right in the edge in there, it's got a metal reinforcement in there, so I can't cut it with the razor blade, so I got to cut it with the saw over here. Angle grinder, I guess. Well, poop, now I missed it. What the heck, where did it go? There it is, right there. All right, the other thing, because it's cold out here, I can't get it to push in, so I got a heat gun. Just heat it up a little bit. Just enough to get it soft. All right, there you have it. Got her all tightened up. Wait, I want it the other way. It's kind of got a curve to it, so I kind of want to work with the natural curve here. I mean, it'll change if it's just, it'll make itself a new curve if I just leave it on there. So let me get this guy here on first. There we have it. A little bit of play in there. So I think what I'm gonna do, of course I'll go ahead and seal all this up, but I think what I'm gonna do is, the kit comes with 3 different deals here. I think I'm gonna use this middle size one. Now what this does is it goes in here, in between there, and it just acts as a restrictor. Slows the water coming through down just a little bit, so that way it has more of a chance to cool in the radiator before it runs back through. So that'll go in there. This will go back on here. All I gotta do is seal it up and, all right, so take this out, seal it up. You know, the way that these things work is these are pipe fittings and they have a taper. They have a taper to them, you know, like this. So when you tighten them down, just tightening them up will cause them to seal. But a little bit of pipe sealer on there will work really good. Excuse me. My dad used to call it pipe dope. I think that's what it was called. And I always thought that was funny that he'd call it pipe dope. You know, I'm always, you know, I think a lot about my dad, miss him a lot, you know, but I tell you, I'll be out here working on stuff and I swear I could hear his voice. You know, son, what you ought to do. Yep, I know what I ought to do. But tell you, cherish them while you got them, because one day your parents will be gone. I still have my mom though, fortunately, but all I got is things that my dad taught me, his old possessions, and lots of memories. So, but anyways, that's it. Just gonna do that to the rest of it, tighten it up, seal that guy down there, and that'll be it. So you don't need to watch me do this. So anyways, thanks for watching and thanks for subscribing. You know, my channel's growing. I appreciate it. I'm gonna try to start getting some more videos out, a little bit more than I have been doing. Starting to get a little bit more settled into this place here. So it's a little bit easier should be a little easier to get some more work out here done. So anyways, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing again. I can't thank you guys enough for that. And I'll see you next time.